unfortunate for my position, or yeah, at the end of the day, because yeah. All right. So you know your boys in profit. Yo, rest in peace to all the bears thinking that this is a short opportunity, because it's not. We going long, baby. I think we go into four. So this is what I'm thinking. I thought that we would like if the well, Powell's gonna pump this shit. I mean, we know this. Powell's gonna pump it. It's like how much he's gonna pump it to. I do got my eyes set on 370 because 370 could possibly be that level for the Bears to come in because obviously that low. But I'm also thinking that they can actually push price up into the 400s. I don't know if they're gonna do that today or if they're gonna come back and try to do that tomorrow. We'll see how Powell pumps it. We'll see how he pumps it. See how he pumps it. You know your boy is in this with 11 contracts. So now this actually changes the game for me personally. Dude, all I need is micro contracts. All I need is micro contracts. Yeah, for top step X, yeah. End of day drawdown, micro contracts. Yeah, sure for the win. Okay. That's actually what I need. Come on, Nasdaq, show these bears that this is still a bull market. They had one good day. They had one good day. And they thinking they can just take the over the market. Just short. Show them it's still a bull market, baby. What's up, Raven?
Oh no.
Hey, Raven, do you have a Discord? I see you in here a lot. So, Jonathan, if you're in Smith Shack, can you please share your Discord name? I saw your message after our end of the stream yesterday, and I thought I asked you if you had a Discord, and I think you said you didn't have one. But yeah, Raven, if you got a Discord, please share it in the chat. We'll send you an invite. Send you an invite. But at this point, hey, whoever took that spy play yesterday, you're welcome. If I could send that meme that Smith sent me, it was like, yo, put your trust in me. From now on, yo, put your trust in me.
No, you say your faith. Put your faith in me. That's even stronger.
What did I say yesterday? I said that shit was going to 518 before tomorrow's close. We going to 520, baby. Really, we going to 523 for real. But hey, I just call these plays out. I just call them out.
I'll take 520. I'll take 521 and 522. Anything beyond that?
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Pure love. I'll take it. Take it all.
Yeah, I wouldn't trust it beyond 22. I mean, we could get it. I mean, we could. 23 would be that would be like a stop run of the century, which it could happen because the amount of short sellers for this big giant dildo candle down, there has to be a bunch of stops up there. So we could get a squeeze up to 23, but 25 maybe-ish? Not like, dude, no way. I mean, I don't know, man. Maybe. I would leave 25 as a runner contract. I would leave that as a runner contract. I'm long, Raven. I'm long.
25 hit on whatchamacallit. When did it hit 25? Monday when the Powell pump happened. It was like 25.40, 25.50. I was like, dang. For SPY, that's crazy. Crazy talk.
Okay. Let me just do this now. You know how that goes. Search for friends. No, that's not it. I wish I wish I would kind of make this easier. Honestly. But honestly, when we talk about these plays before the candles hit the chart, yeah, guys gotta take notice, man. Like we've explained this. Smith is your short term trader. He trades with the short term trend. I'll trade with the longer term trend, and that's why we both make money going opposite of each other. But I've traded the Nasdaq long enough to see, like, man, she's kind of predictable, but at the same time, she's not. Like, wait, what she did yesterday, honestly, in hindsight, when you think about it, after that big, massive stop run underneath that candle, it kind of made sense for the Nasdaq to do what it did yesterday. I was just kind of being overzealous about, oh, that support at 330. But as you can see, after she came back up, where she's finding support at 330. So it's like in that 330 area. So yesterday, as I was kind of reviewing my trades, reviewing my thought process, I was thinking to myself, like when I see stuff like this, I should take note. Like when we get big drops like this, just be mindful that those support levels are going to probably get traded through. And once price trades above it or gets into that area, then it'll probably use it as support. So that's going to be something that I put in my notes in my journal for next time. For next time. But yeah, this is going to touch them highs at 350. Like I said, I think we're going to let's see what happens at 370. I think we get a dump at 370. I think they take it down at 370. They possibly could take it back down to like 300, 380, or I'm sorry, 300, 280. But I really think they're trying to go for that 415, 420 range. I think that's the objective before the bears really come in and take price down. But I'm really thinking it's 414 for real. But I mean, they can stop running up to 20. I mean, 14, 20 is just like right around the quarter from each other. But I think that's where the objective is, the market objective is right now. What do you think?
I haven't even looked up there, to be honest.
Oh, you haven't?
Yeah, I mean,
Well, that is my outlook for right now. I think that's where the market is trying to go because that just makes the most sense for the market to get up there. And kind of like we spoke about last week, like when we was talking about price possibly getting to that 320 level. And I was thinking, well, it doesn't make sense for them to sell this low. I thought that they was going to get up to 640, but they didn't get past 611. So I thought they was going to get up to 640, but they dropped this shit down at 611. And they dropped this shit down. So I was like, well, And then we're in the same situation right now because we had that big, massive move down. There's a lot of business at higher levels. If they're going to continue to take price down, if I'm a money manager, I want to take business back into them unbalanced areas, do business up there, and then take it down lower. Okay. Our stock. It says RT stock. Okay. Okay, so Raven, there's only two. Is it RT stock 7 or is it RT underscore stocks? Because only two people are showing up. All right, so let me measure this move because yeah, I think that's the plan. I don't think we're gonna take out that low at 200 for a while, and we all know power pumps this. So You know we're gonna get that
Pump
power
it.
pump.
Pump it, pow. Pump it, pow. What do you want? A pump. When do you want it? Now. Who's gonna do it? Who's
Pow.
gonna do it? Oh.
I'm thinking we're getting in that 400 area, man. We definitely getting in that 400 area. Definitely getting that 400 area. Probably like, well, okay,
Probably.
so actually let me rephrase that. So there, like, I'm looking at multiple levels, and it's gonna really depend on how much the Bears want and the Bulls want. Because obviously the Bears have to get out of the way for the Bulls to do their job. And then once they get to a level where they want to do business, that means the Bulls have to get out the way or sell out of their positions and the Bears sell, so everybody's selling at the same level. So I think 370 might be too easy. We may get that drop at, but I'm thinking possibly like 380 to 390. Let's see what price does at that level. If we get a drop at that level and it pushes back up, then I know that we're going for that 411, 420 level. And then that's when we'll possibly can see that big drop. I mean, we got non-farm payroll on Friday, and we already know that jobs is something else that the Fed is looking at. We have CPI next week. Got CPI next week. Let's look at the calendar real quick because obviously the NQ ain't doing shit until this PMI number comes out.
Yeah, these numbers come out.
Like we don't already know what the hell they are, but or let me rephrase that. The charts are telling me that it's going to be good because of how the structure is set up. Okay, so yeah, we got. Yeah, what's up, Mick? These only are RT stocks. Mm. Well, Raven, do a search for me or Smith. It doesn't matter, and message me, please, because only two people are coming up, and it's not the names that you're giving. So there's an RT stocks with the number 7 at the end, and then there's an RT underscore stocks. So just message me if you can, because I'm not finding you. Or Smith, whoever.
I'm in a trade right now, baby. I gotta focus.
I mean, like I said, send a message. We'll get to it.
Yeah, it's
We'll get to it.
second previous low. Dang it.
I mean, I'm confident in my loan. I'm confident in my loan. We may take a little bit of heat, but you know how that shit go. What's
I
up,
think I
Mick?
gotta get out.
I mean, if
Yeah,
you're in
maybe.
minis, I will get out, bro. I mean, you know it's gonna whip back and forth. You know that. You know it's gonna whip back and forth like uh, what's her name? Willis, Jaden, whatever, whatever her name is. It's gonna whip back and forth like her hair. But the producer manufacturer index. So the consumer is obviously more important, but PMI is important in sense of as if operational costs is going up and it's too much, then I mean I don't expect it to be crazy, but it is important. But I don't expect it to be crazy. This the All right, let's see. I guess that's something else that I should just gonna work on too. Yeah, I didn't expect this to be crazy. No one really cares about the producer for real. We only care about the consumer. Only care about the consumer. Because we got China. I mean, no one really cares. Like, dude, as long as we got China, like, no one cares about the producer. China's the world's factory. They produce everything. So as long as China's not having no production issues, PMI is not really that big of a deal if United States-based producers are having trouble. Like, no one cares about them for real. You're not the economy. China is. So I think now Mexico is now trying to take that mantle. If I understood this article correctly, they're trying to move all the factories from China to Mexico now, which would be very beneficial between the United States and Mexico, because now you could have more jobs down there, and plus you're not having to have products being shipped all the way from China to the United States. It's right next door in Mexico, so that can be a big plus for the economy. I mean, they've already kind of been doing that already, but it seems like now they're just trying to make Mexico the focus, trying to replace China with Mexico in terms of the world's factory, or at least here in the United States, at least. Trying to perpetuate. Yo, economy has or economics has always been my passion. Well, actually, it's not economics; it's just psychology and anything that dives into or delves into psychology. So different factions of psychology. Social psychology is my favorite. For some reason, the interaction between people has always been fascinating to me. Like how it's like a domino effect. When one person does something, it affects somebody else, which in turn affects something else. And it's like if you take away one piece, if you take one domino out that sequence, it stops the rest of the dominoes from falling. So stuff like that is very interesting. So we kind of figured it. I mean, we figured that this was going to happen. So hopefully the market doesn't chug until, which we already know that's going to probably chug until Powell speaks. We know this already. So we just have to prepare for it. Oh, and I do want to speak about something that Messer actually said yesterday, and it's very telling why this administration is because a lot of people is complaining about the migration issue. I live here in Texas, and I know that the general consensus is that these are Latin or people from Spanish countries coming over here, but that's not the truth. It's people from all over the world coming through the south border, and that's the problem. Oh my God. Anyway, so it's people from all over the world. And what she said yesterday should actually be something that's on everybody's mind. She said that the immigrants can come over here and solve the labor problem. I was at the gym and they also stated the same thing on the news, but we already knew this. I think we've talked about this already, but on the news, and now it came out of Mester, is that the labor market is in trouble and migrants are allowed to come in to fix that problem, to replace the dying labor force because everybody's comfortable. Everybody is now an entrepreneur. The new generation is not taking on any debt because, first off, they don't want to, and second of all, they can't afford to. And we all know that the United States is a business. It's not a country, it's a business that's ran on debt. And this economy needs people to take on debt. So if the new generation is not taking on debt, the older generation has already been duped into taking on debt, like mortgages and stuff like that. So they're good. Millennials, they're half and half. This new generation, no, they're all worried about their feelings and crying on TikTok and shit. So they're not buying nothing.
Their feelings and crying on TikTok. Oh, wait till they take away TikTok.
Yeah, we talk. Yeah, honestly, that's probably the best thing in the world for the United States. Honestly.
They really gonna be crying. Well, you better go back to Vine. Vine, Snapchat.
Yeah, I know Facebook. Yo, I'm pretty sure a lot of. I think the main reason why Facebook pumps so much is anticipation that if TikTok is banned, Facebook will be re-solidified as the top platform. And I'm pretty sure
Hey,
Facebook's gonna come back with a vengeance. You said what?
King.
They will come back as a top platform, and everybody that went to TikTok is like, nah, the price tripled now. Y'all thought this shit was sweet when y'all went to TikTok. Y'all come back, nah, the price tripled. You want your ads seen in front of uh our members? I'm pretty sure Zuck calls people on Facebook something else. I'm pretty sure he has a word for that, but I'm just gonna use the word members.
Users.
Users, yeah,
They're
okay.
users. Users. Like it's a drug.
hmm You want your ads in front of our users? Now the price triple, but Facebook stock would definitely soar if that ban is actually implemented. It would. So
I'm so I'm so mad I missed out on buying Facebook for like when did it got to
that's
like
like,
99 bucks.
yep, yep,
Man, so bad.
yeah. Facebook was that opportunity, and honestly, if I bought stocks, I would have bought. Like, dude, I would have bought some. I bought calls. I mean, they were profitable because I knew, like, dude, it's Facebook.
Yeah.
It's Facebook. Like, you're not gonna keep Facebook down. Like, that's Facebook. I just wish I held it long term.
Yeah.
I mean, I would have probably bought like
Yeah.
two stocks, two or three, excuse me, and be up at like what, $5 or $1,000 possibly. Because I don't buy stocks. I don't. In my opinion, buying stocks is too risky. It's like you got to put up too much capital for in order to be profitable. And to me, that's the risk reward. It's not good, honestly.
Yeah. Most of the time you gotta wait some
Yeah.
years usually.
Yeah, you do. Like it was like 2 or 3 years, and Facebook. It took 2 or 3 years for Facebook to recover and exceed its previous highs. And it took Nvidia to do that for them to pump the market up. So, so yeah, nah. But congratulations to those. But yeah, so just people are thinking that AI is going to replace their jobs, and it's not. It's not sense of job replacement. It's the American people are too comfortable. They're too mentally ill. They're too worried about social and racial issues, and that's all cute and shit. But nothing's getting done. In order for our economy to work, you need workers. We need competent people. We need the competent blue collar workers to work. And that workforce is now dying because now the blue collar worker is now taking AI, and it's like you can call them a purple collared worker because now they're not working for anybody. They're going into business for themselves. They're using AI to be a somewhat of a assistant, and now they're entrepreneurs because now they're taking their business, expanding, charging more, and now your blue collar workers are now your entrepreneurs. So everybody can't be gods in an economy. Unfortunately, there has to be stepping stones, and that's just the unfortunate reality of every economy. There has to be people that's at the bottom, unfortunately. And I guess what they're using is migrants from third world countries that will come, as they've always have, and do the jobs that nobody or do the jobs that people feel that they're too good to do themselves. And that's just the unfortunate truth. And so now that we have confirmation, because Messer said it and it was on the news, so now we have the confirmation. There's no speculation. It's not racist. If someone says it, it's true. So I thought that was interesting that she said that in yesterday's meeting.
Yeah.
All right, we got news at 9. Let's see what happens, man. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. I mean, like I said, I think this pumps.
Hey, more news? What's the news now?
We got ISM, or hold on. We got ISM
We got
services at
a.
9. So we had
Yeah.
composite PMI, the final, and I'm thinking that this is probably like last month or something like that, how it's measured. I'm pretty sure this is last month. But the US, I mean,
Yeah.
honestly, I really don't even know. This is actually something I'll probably have to start looking into. So the ISM report on business. So it's the PMI and services are two reliable economic indicators available, providing guidance to supply management professions, economists, analysts, and governments and business leaders. The reports are issued by the ISM Manufacturing and Service Business Survey Committee. So according to this article, the ISM Manufacturing is a survey conducted by ISM Manufacturing and Service Business Service Committee. So this is a survey. Let's see what their survey gonna say.
Survey says.
And once we get this, I mean, we might get the price action until Powell speaks. Because I mean, if they just chop the market up until he speaks at 11, like, dude, they chop it up until 11 o'clock, which I guess it does make sense for them to do. I guess it would make sense for them to do that. Actually, 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 actually. We'll see. We'll see if they hold this. We'll see if they hold it. Hmm.
Yeah, because I can't trade. They don't let us trade news like that.
Shit, you might get lucky. You might get lucky. You might get 10K again. Can't have them doing that. Not on the news.
On the news.
All right. 2 minutes. 2 minutes. All right. So on my higher time frame chart is rejecting at the 23%. That's actually what I'm thinking about possibly closing this position. But I did that yesterday and I missed that on that 100 points. But it's rejecting at 283, 280-ish. I mean, okay, so I may have to close this out.
Where you in at?
I'm in at 250. 253. Because if they're just going to push price lower until Powell speaks, then that's not going to be good. Kind of getting tired of these I'm tired. You kind of tired of these news slowing price action down.
Yeah. Yep, I would agree.
All right, here comes the pump or the dump, the algo push. What side does the algo loves more, the long or the shorts?
Hopefully, y'all don't get faked out and it reaches a certain point and drops again.
I mean, uh, Like I said, I think this goes to like 70. There we go, baby. There we
Yeah.
go, baby. Hey, yo,
Yeah.
what did the chart say? The chart
Yeah.
said we going long, baby. The chart said we
Yeah.
going long, baby.
Dang, and I couldn't have any positions in for that. Golly, man.
Uh,
Yep, change it, baby. Okay, come on, spy, keep it up. How long I gotta wait? I gotta wait 2 minutes before I can hop in this.
oh shit, man. That shit done
That's
already. That's crazy. That's done. That's done, baby.
damn, man.
That's done.
Damn,
Hey, show them bears why this is still a bull market, baby. Show them bears this is still a
dang,
bull market, baby.
man.
I'm actually gonna take off some right here. I'm gonna take some off. I'm gonna take off 5. I'm taking 5 off right here.
Yeah, man. I'm about to say bump down.
Should I take? I'll take it off.
Order filled.
Okay, I took off half. Alfred will be proud. Alfred, I know you're proud of that if you saw it. I took price.
We'll be proud.
I took profits.
Maybe not so much.
All right, so actually, hold on. I'm at 100. Oh, you know I gotta take one off at 100. I just realized that. Hold on, let me look at this. I think I just took 100 points. I think your boy got 100 points.
But my spy calls. My spy calls hitting though, baby.
Your boy put you on to them spy calls, baby. Your boy put you on.
Nah,
Actually,
I've been thinking.
yo, we called this shit out yesterday. 520. We have 520 right now, baby, on spy. How much you up? Hey,
I'm up right now. 100 and hold on. $200 right now.
hey, we gonna do this shit again. Albert said they hear me screaming. Yup. Hey. This is a money making Discord, man. Yeah, I told him. Oh, I don't know if he was still on yesterday, but I was like, look, we about to start making money. We're about to really structure this Discord to be the Discord to be a part of. So that's why I was like, this is gonna be an
Order
investment.
filled.
100 points, baby. 100 points. Our boy. Dang, look at that. Look at that, dude. Look at that. Look at that. Look at
Nice
that. Look at that.
Let's go, spy. Let's go. Let's go. Should I close out or should I hold?
Nah, hey, close out some of it, man. Close some of that shit out, man. Close some of it out. Close some of it out, because Powell's about to speak.
We'll close out this one.
I'm actually gonna probably take off 3 more right here, man.
Order filled.
Let me take 3 more off. Okay. I'm cool with that. I'm cool leaving that as a runner. Take out 2.
Yeah, boy.
So your boy live on stream caught 100 points yet again.
I'll speak and win.
He's speaking
right now, is he?
No, he speaks at 11.
Like an hour, 2 hours?
Yeah, 11. So like I said, man, I think they're going to 400 though. They going to 400. They're going to 400. I am gonna put one on. I'm taking one off at 80, and I'm gonna leave one at 400 just in case, because I think that's where they're trying to go. That's where they're trying to go. Because we might get some resistance here. We might get a pullback, and if we get a pullback, I'm definitely scaling in. I'm definitely gonna scale in on this. A 100-point play, baby. Hey, you stick with us, you can get shit like that. You see my entry. You saw I was in at the bottom. You see the entry, baby. You see the entry. But yeah, like I said, man, it's gonna be the Discord to be a part of. The stuff that we got planned for this Discord, it's not gonna be your Furuk Discord. We're gonna actually make money in this Discord. Should be doing it right now. But like I said, I am planning on probably turning the daily or the NA meetings into like a blog or something like that because I think that gets it more exposure. Because the way I'm doing it right now, it's not getting the exposure that I want it to get. It's not getting the exposure I want it to get. So I have to figure out how I can get that content in front of as most people as possible.
Yeah.
Mm, should I take one off right here?
I'm
Yeah.
kind of like forced to scale out on dips because that freaking trail and drawdown when you're in funded.
You got a trailing drawdown again?
Yeah. I started over the funded account.
Oh, did
So
you?
you got that. Yeah.
All right, baby. Come on. Come on. Keep on pushing, boo. Keep on pushing. Yeah, I think you might get this drop around it's like 70 or something. So what I'm gonna do is actually I'm gonna trail this. I'm gonna trail it. I'm gonna trail it. Ah, I'm gonna trail it.
Yeah, boy. Yeah, boy. Alfred. No, Alfred, you know how some firms got them rules where you can't trade news. You got to wait like 2 minutes. You miss everything, though. I hate that.
Order filled.
You
Okay.
miss everything.
All right. So I'm gonna leave this runner on. I got one. Yo, that was a great play. Great play, man. Another 100-point play. Great play. We're in at the bottom. I mean, shit, we sniped this entry. We took out at the top. I think this shit got some more room for upside. I'm actually gonna move this up. Actually, I got one contract scaled in. I'm gonna leave it to run. But all in all, good trade, baby. Good fucking trade.
Killing spree. Gain the lead.
But honestly, we'll see. I do want to see what it does at this. I think it does come back down at this level, though. I think it does. I'm actually gonna put my stop in profit, though. I'm actually gonna pay myself if it does come back down. But where's a good level? Because I think it possibly could. Because I think the Bears actually might try to come in this.
Nah, not yet, fam. Not yet. Maybe three.
No. I don't think it comes in now. No. I don't think they come in now. What I'm saying is, I think they might try to come back in at around like 370, 380. I think that's a good spot for them to come back in and try to take this back down.
Yeah.
But we'll see. Man, Moxie said, is her eyes deceiving her? Stop us in front. Hey,
Apex
I mean,
lets you trade.
go,
I was about to say, Raphael, Apex lets you trade the news whenever, regardless. You don't gotta wait.
yeah, they want you to trade the news because it's gonna win back and forth with that trailing drawdown. They
Oh
want you to do
yeah.
that shit.
I want you to blow up. For real.
All right, so let's see what they do right here. Let's see what they do right here. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with micros, man. Like I'm really starting to I'm really starting to appreciate micros. I was able to scale out of the position, and I appreciate that. I like that.
Yeah.
I didn't have to put too much risk on. I only had 11 micro contracts on, and yeah, only 11 micros on, and I was able to scale out at this high I was able to take some off here at 60. Got some out at 68. I got one to run, but I think they're gonna possibly try to buy here at 314. That's what I'm thinking. Let's look. Let's look at them fair value gaps everybody likes to buy at. Let's see. All right, so let's go to the 15-minute. Mm, let's go to the hourly. All right, so we got some consolidation right here. So like what, around like 300. Its price is at 339. Yeah, I think they're gonna try to come in at 80, probably 80 to 90, because they gotta sweep this high. I mean, if they touch this low right here, we all know that the bears are sitting right here. We know that they're sitting here. We know this, but I think they're gonna run the stops, especially if Powell. If Powell enters the chat, we pushing up. We pushing up to like what? Like I said, 15, 12, 20, somewhere in this area. We're pushing up because that's where that break of structure happened. Right there at 14 for real. So I think that's where they're trying to come to. And then I think this is a 200 EMA on this chart, and it's sloping down. So of course, everybody knows that they're going to sell it here as well. Let's look at SPY real quick. Let's see because I mean, if they start buying or selling calls and buying puts, then we already know. So today is Wednesday. All right, so let's see what they're doing. Let's see if they're buying puts on the way up. So right now with SPY, they're selling puts actually, which is interesting. So this could be them getting out of their puts position as they bought them. They could be selling them, but at the same time, they're still selling them. So just to keep it simple, if I see puts being sold and they're selling 517, yeah, so they sold 517 puts. Yeah, that makes sense. You can see as they bought it, price skyrocketed higher. So they're selling puts, they're buying calls. And so it looks like they're trying to sell calls at 524. So I'm thinking 525 might be that level, but I will leave 525 as a runner if price gets back up there. Because if we break this leg, which I think we're going to get to this leg at 22, we're going to probably get a retracement down to like to 1920-ish. Yeah, 1920-ish. And then we can possibly see 25. And from there, price can either continue up higher or it can go down lower. Like I said, we're in a bull market, baby. I think we go higher. We're in a bull market. I think the only thing that can turn this into a bear market is if Powell says some crazy ass shit, like, which we know that he's not. But if he say some crazy ass shit like, yeah, fuck y'all rate cuts, we ain't doing them. The data ain't making us confident enough, goddamn it. We ain't doing that shit. And then we got a bear market. Let them hope, baby. You gotta let them hope. Yeah, Powell takes everybody's hope away, then yeah, I think that's the only way we turn into a bear market. But I mean, they do got dark pool levels at 523. I mean, obviously it lines up with when they sold. So, I mean, we'll see. We'll see.
King push. Oh, let me check the king push. Okay, baby. Okay. Actually, yeah, 85, 86, maybe even 90 that they
Yeah, I think this pushes, dude. This pushes. I think this gets the 90. Like, look at the tick strike, yo. This shit is green as hell. Say late field, one in
It's just
62, but got in at 52 and out. I'm sorry, what'd you say?
oh damn. Yeah, let's go, baby. Let's go. Pump it. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Hey,
Look at this
let's
green, baby. Look at
go.
this green. Yeah, we
Hey,
going to
let's
15, dude. Yo, we going to 15, baby. Let's keep pumping
go.
it, baby.
Hey, there we go.
But like I said, I ain't trusting this shit. We almost at 90. I think they're gonna probably try to dump it here.
Bro, this has been a roller coaster day so far.
Has it? All right, I'm a no, no. I'm gonna do it. I'm a trail it like this. Worst come to shove, I made $250 if they do come back. And they got it to 90.
I'm,
They got it to
I'm
90.
out. Yeah,
They got
I'm
it to
out.
90.
I'm out. I'm out. It's a tough decision, but I'm out. I'm gonna sit that out.
They got it to 90.
Yeah. Yep. My bad. I didn't see your question.
Order
All
filled.
right, I'll take that. I'll take that. Good play, baby. Good play. Good play. This might keep going, but good play. I'm not gonna take any more trades. You said what?
I would have been in with you near the bottom, but I couldn't because these stupid rules.
Yeah,
If
that
this was
sucks, dude.
Apex, it would have been fair game, baby.
And
But then I probably lost on the show and DD.
hmm Yeah, y'all can see my red day, that red spot and all this green, baby. And you know
Let's see
what?
how
I
she
keep
reacts.
saying that shit. I keep saying this, but look, every time I fucking my bad, I didn't mean to curse. Curse in that context. But every time I get in every time, it's always these minis, man. It's always these damn minis, man. It's always when I start the revenge trade, you know when I'm in minis, I'm revenge trading. And that's when I usually take my losses for real, for real. That's how I hit troll and drawdown yesterday. But my bad, go ahead.
Yeah. Like, I just wanted to see how she reacted at 97, but it don't look kind of cooling off right now. Oh.
Nah,
Yeah, but
I
like I
took
said,
profits.
I would have been in at the jump, bro, but I wasn't sure. I think you can't be in like 2 minutes before, 2 minutes after the news. I'm like, that's or is it 2 minutes or 1 minute? I don't know. I can't remember.
hmm Honestly, I
Just
would
to
do
be on the
5
safe
just in
side.
case they have a slow clock.
Yeah,
Hell
yeah. Just to be on the safe side, I was like,
yeah.
all right, let me. And I missed, or I felt like I missed almost. I did miss a lot of that move. Not a lot of it.
Yeah,
But
man.
I got in at 45, scalped up, got back in 330. I should have put limits there, but we did all right. We did all right. And these calls, I got 520 call. Ooh, so really my break even would be 22. I paid so much freaking premium for this. All right, spy. Let's
All
look
right,
at you.
so now I'm not going to trade in this account anymore. I copy traded this across 3 accounts. So I'm just going to go
Nice.
and I'm gonna preserve the capital and I'm gonna trade in this other account. Uh,
Ooh, thank you. Whatever that report was.
I mean, your boy Sherm told you before that shit even came out. How does that meme go again? From now on, you got to put your faith in me.
Put your faith in me. Put your faith in me. And I've never even seen those. Well, I've seen the first one, but after that, I've never seen those movies. But that fits so perfect, though. It's hilarious.
Oh, you never seen the Harry Potter movies?
I've seen the first one, maybe the second one, but the rest, I was like, yeah.
Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I thought, reading was for losers. How ignorant was I? I was a loser for not reading. But once I've discovered reading books in high school, I believe, Reading books actually changed my life. So that guy that be in the garage talking about his Lambos and shit like that, but he says his most valuable asset is his shelf of books.
Yeah.
For the ignorant mind, people may say that, oh, this guy's trolling, but he's actually telling the absolute truth. The absolute truth. My bookshelf or my Audible app is my most valuable asset that I have right now. I learned so much from it.
Affirm $35 strike call at, did you say it was at $1.09 for 4, 5, 2 days? Premium just went up, broski. Premium just went up. Freaking options.
All right, so let's look at damn, this is the one time when I didn't put a position on for my swing account. Oh shit, I forgot I had this position going on. I forgot. I forgot. Okay. So I am still in this, baby.
Still in it.
I'm still in it, baby. I'm actually going to take some off.
Order filled.
No!
Hey, Moxie, I don't know. Just to be on the safe side, I just waited. I don't even know what they consider tier 1. I don't know.
Damn it.
But
Damn
just
it,
to be on the safe side,
okay, let's go back to NinjaTrader 8. I just made the biggest mistake. I didn't. Damn it. I just made a stupid mistake, man. Damn.
oh, what you do?
I accidentally closed out the entire position. Accidentally. I thought I had more. I thought I had more, but I guess I didn't. All right. So you said use the button to scale in and out. You talking about? Hold on, let me see if y'all guys can see it. You talking about this button right here? What? Which button? To scale out. What are you talking about? Because shit, I mean, it took me a while just to do this, the limit stuff. You talking about this, right? Oh, okay. So you're talking about like these buttons and then sell and stuff like that? Okay. Okay, the buy and sell button. Okay. Okay. Actually, I might be in this with something else too. All right, let's see.
Y'all think what's your chart? You think we make that full recovery all the way back up to like
Yeah.
460, 480?
Yeah. No. The most I think that we get is 415 in my opinion. We may get that. We may get up to all the way to 30. We may get all the way up to 30. I think in 15 though.
Yeah, because this could be a new. This because up here was previous demand. They kept buying off these levels. This could turn into supply. So it's range basically from 400 all the way to like 450. So like a 50-point range. Jeez.
Yeah, like I said, I'm gonna sell. I'm getting in at 5, and if they do take it all the way up here to like 30, then I'll scale in. This is me scaling in, people. I don't think they get it past 40. I mean, they may take it to 50, 60, but I doubt it. Because I mean, like you still got. Go ahead.
Oh, they just busted through all that liquidity sitting there. All
Uh,
that some orders to get out. Bless it. All
Damn
right,
it! I could have still been in this shit, man. Damn. Damn.
Yeah.
Still been in this damn thing.
You said the news is negative.
You see, that's why we don't trust the news, people. We don't trust it. It don't mean nothing. It does not mean anything. It just gives people a reason to buy and sell. That's it. So I got to 7. So I'm gonna get a light position right here just in case I do want to get in this move. I'm getting a light position right here. Actually, no. No, 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 no. No. So I got the 7. Like it's straight. I think this goes. I'll put this at 13. Right here. Trying to front run this. Because I think this drops here. And I'm willing to scale in. We'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But my first position is going to be here at. Actually, I want to get in at 13 or 11. I want to get in at 11. I mean, no, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. I just don't want to miss this shit. That's it.
You don't want to miss what? The drop?
I don't want to miss the drop.
Maybe the pullback?
Yeah, I don't want to miss a drop because I think we drop and this is gonna probably drop to probably like not like the to 300 possibly 320 because yo there's no way that we had all this right here, all these orders that's sitting right here to short, and then we got some more right here. All them orders that's sitting in these areas. The bears are in this area. They're here. I know they are. But I doubt that it gets above 40, 45, 50. I doubt that. I super doubt that. Baby, you better hit
Order
my.
filled.
There we go, boo. I'm in this. I'm in it. I'm in it.
Damn, y'all, this is crazy.
It's not crazy. Your boy Sherm
Dang,
told you this was gonna happen.
Even my SoFi calls is going. You know, I bought a Leap, right? I bought a Leaps
Really?
on SoFi. $8, baby. The stock is sitting at $7.49. Ooh, super pop today, actually. Yeah, because it was in the low sevens. Oh yeah, I bought January 2026 SoFi calls, baby. $20 strike.
How much you up? How much the
Do your
percentage?
thing. I mean,
Okay.
it's only up 3%, but I mean, it got 2 years, 2 years on it.
I mean, that's good, man. That's good.
Almost 4.
I mean, these fund managers talking about 10%, so 3% is you a quarter there. Our boy Smith, the fund manager, he can promise you 3%, baby. 3%.
Almost 4. 3.76.
He said, we need somebody just to stub it at Sherm. He's not going to get out of our position until he gets us our target goal. God damn it, I said 5%. I'm getting you 5%, god damn it.
Oh, you took that short? Yep. Where'd you take it at?
I'm in at 13. I'm in at 13. 13 or 14, wherever the hell. Yeah. Man, where am I in at? 14. I'm in at 14.
Go, Spy. Go. Do your thing, Spy. Go. You might see some. If it gets to Spy. Excuse me. Spy gets to 21, might see a little bit of resistance there. You got this.
Yeah, I would, like I said, I would just be mindful about. I'll be mindful. I'll just be mindful about, like I said, if that 22, 21 might be that level, man. It might be that level that you need to pay attention to. And let it come back down. Okay.
Yeah. I'd love to see us get there. 22.31 is my break even, but this thing don't expire till next week, so I got theta. I got theta, baby.
Yeah, I'm not buying no 0 DTE SPY anything unless I see something so nasty. I'm like, yo, I'm doing it. 0 DTE, baby, let's go. Let's go. We doing it.
That's mainly what I've been buying. So you gotta play if you're gonna do 0 DTE, you gotta play the momentum. So like I don't know. It's hard to explain like when's the right moment to get in. I guess you gotta just be staring at your charts and because you gotta get a good price too.
Right.
You don't want to get no bad price. And that's I've been making. That's mainly either 0 DTE or like maybe 2, 3, 4 days out.
Mm-hmm.
My bread and butter so far. I still haven't crossed the 1K mark yet. I took an L in the small account, but I'm back, baby. I'm back to my as of right now with this position.
Yo, congratulations on that. Congratulations, Alfred. Say you passed 2 of his combines. Congratulations on that. All right, so we touched 420. We touched 420. Touch 420.
Elon's one of his favorite numbers.
Yo, this is what I love, man. This is what I absolutely love. This type of stuff right here, man. Oh yeah, Jonathan, what is your Discord? I saw your message after I turned the stream off. I thought you would. Anyway, what's your Discord? But I think we probably we'll see. So we can possibly get to 340, 340, possibly like the VWAP, depending on where VWAP ends up at. I think that's where we'll get it. I think we'll get a drop before Powell comes in because we all know all he does is pump it. Dude, I will find it hard to believe. I would literally find it hard to believe if they can get price through this range. I would find that hard to believe without getting the dump first. But let's see what happens, man. Let's see what happens. Said, man, you locked yourself out on so no accidents. Yeah. If you're on Top Step X, yeah, yo, that's what they implemented that guardian angel technology where it prevents you from being yourself. Actually, you know what? That's actually, let me do that. Let me actually do that myself. Actually, I mean, I'm not going to trade, but I'm going to make sure I don't come back in later on in the day and trade. I don't do it so much. Yeah, protect yourself from yourself, man. Yep. Protect yourself from yourself. I mean, once you get that, like once your target gets hit, it's like a hit of dopamine. It's like a hit of crack, man. You get excited. You just want more. And that's when we start taking them forced trades to try to get that hit again. But that's not how the game's played, baby. We gotta get in at these areas. That is not how the game is played. Yeah, I think the price action is just going to be lackluster, honestly. I think we do get a sell here. I mean, so so based on the charts, we got this pump. We got this mega pump. That's like a 300% move. So yeah, so we got this pump. So if this is the power pump early, if this is the power pump, what is Powell going to say? Because let's not pretend like people don't write speeches for these guys. I mean, if you understand the political game, These people do not write their own speeches. This is why a lot of their speeches get leaked. That's why a lot of these reports get leaked. It's because the people that's out in the front don't do these. They got assistants to do that for them. And so the speech has already been written. Now, if someone got a hold of that information, I can see that we got this big pump. But I doubt that we're going to get another pump when Powell speaks. I doubt it. Without having a big significant move down. If price can get down to about 320, which I think it will, I think price will go down to 320. And I think that's probably going to be around the time where Powell speaks. And then we can possibly see a pump back up to retest and possibly touch that 460 level that Smith was talking about. Or we can take out that 460 level now and then possibly go down. So we'll see how they play this out. We'll see how they play it out. So 25, 257.50. Yeah, 460, 480. Yeah, that's crazy. I doubt that they touch these highs. I can see 480, 490. I can see that. Shit, that's actually very possible, actually. That's actually very possible. We can possibly see 480, 490. We can possibly see this. That for all right, we'll see what happens. I'm willing to scale into this, and I'm willing to risk about $1,100 on this play, which I don't think is going to get to this point, but if it does, I am prepared for it. I don't think it gets to this point. I think we do drop right here, but I am prepared if it does go higher. Actually, how much? 900. Because I don't think we get a reversal, a full-fledged reversal. I don't think so. 320. Yeah, I think we get I think we bounce at 320. So
Order rejected. Order rejected. Order rejected.
I wonder why it's rejecting my orders. Oh, because I'm selling. Okay. I was like, dude, what the hell? I'm selling. Okay. All right. So I think that's good. I think that's good right there. I think that's good. And I think I mean, we can see this. We can possibly see this. Probably like 300. 285 would be insane, but I'll do it. 285. So I'll sell the rest of it right here. Yeah, I'll sell the rest of it right there. Because this is where we got the breakout from. So I can possibly see price come back into this area right here. But I mean, that's if they're not trying to completely sell it at this level to break this low right here. Because if they break this low, We're definitely going down. I don't actually, because obviously we've been in a downtrend. Actually, let me just go on my NinjaTrader 8. Because technically we just got a range break or a trend breakout from this high. Got to this low. And look at the trend just lines up perfectly. Just lines up perfectly. It's crazy how perfect this is. But what is that? 340? Okay, so we got a trend breakout, a breakout of this trend. $460 might be that level. I think 460 might be the market objective. It may be the market objective. After we get a drop and a bounce back up, possibly to retest that level. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Because obviously the people that sold here, if they didn't get out of their position, they stops got ran. So they're out of this position. And just imagine being in this short position. You got your stop right here thinking that you're about to get this big move down. You get a 200 point move down just for it to come back up and stop you out. There's too many orders already on the chart. Oh no, Alfred, yeah, I was trying to buy it. And that's why my orders was getting rejected. Because I was trying to buy it. But I forgot that I sold. That's crazy because I'm so used to buying now. It's almost a reflex to do it now. Okay. So this is what we get, man. This is what we're gonna get. Honestly, that would be nice, honestly. Yeah, that would be nice. VWAP is right at 320 as well, too. Actually, what I should have did was this. That's what I should have did, honestly. Hmm. So they haven't. They're still buying calls on SPY. They bought 520 calls on SPY. Uh, hmm. Yeah, 519. Yeah, I'll wait until it gets back to 519. So, Smith, what have did you sell your calls already, or what are you doing with them?
No, I'm still holding them.
You still holding them?
Yeah, I'm gonna hold through this. I got shoot. They don't expire till I got a week.
Oh, that's good.
A day less. 6 days. See what we can do with them, baby.
Hey, don't sell them until your boy Sherm confirms.
Yeah, right now, this mess is just too choppy for me right now.
Man, we're at such major resistance right now.
Yeah.
I think the Bears. The Bears is holding us off. But like I said, I think we can possibly see 30, 40, 30, 40. 40 would probably be 40 would probably be the top, honestly. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm actually gonna readjust these. I think if it gets to 39, I'm gonna scale in three. Top step fucked up. You give me damn this is all I need right here to make money. So I'm scaling that, but then I think another one, so 60. I'm gonna do one at 60 as well. 60, probably like 59 or whatever. It's like three. I don't know, that's the buy. And this whole position will probably, so if I lose, which I doubt, but if I do, I'll probably only lose about, because I'm gonna move this down. This is just here for show, really. I'll get out. So I think this whole position will probably down $1,000 if I'm wrong on this. But I doubt that I'm gonna be wrong. Because I do think that this area right here is where price is going to reverse. Yeah, I think these are great scalings right here. I think these are great scaling short. We just gotta wait for it now to play out.
Tough trying to just sit on your hands. Tough.
Yeah. What do you want to do?
Man, I mean, I want to hop in a short, but then I also I don't, because it could either one of two things gonna happen right now. Either it's gonna finally break down, sell off, and then maybe bounce. Hit a point where we bounce, or it is gonna break this high, maybe try to get to 50, 60, and then maybe they try to take it down. I don't know. I'm gonna just sit on my hands for now, I guess, until something happens.
Yeah. We don't blame you, man.
This looks like it does look like it's about to tip down, though. They look like they're about to sell this off, but they don't want to.
Shit,
They don't know what to do.
So, let's see, man. Let's see. So I think the meetings are one of them probably starts speaking soon. Yeah, Gooseby. Actually, no, my bad. I apologize. No, we got 2 hours until Gooseby. We might actually get this crap until these guys starts talking. We actually might get this crap until they start talking, man. Says Stanford's Business, Government, and Society Initiative.
It's like I want to go long just to they're going to take it higher to 50, 60 range, but then I don't. I just want to, just in case they dump this thing. I mean,
it's dangerous, man, because it's dangerous. Yo, it's too high to buy, but god damn it, it is too bullish to sell.
Right.
So we sit on hands, baby. Us bears, we gotta take the damn stairs down while y'all bulls get the elevator up. Y'all get the elevator, we have to take the damn stairs. But that is something that I am still thinking about that thing from yesterday, because honestly, obviously in hindsight, it made sense. So yesterday, so when we got this big drop down, you see how they found support? Where is it at? Like at 30? You see how they found support right here? So what I was looking for yesterday was that they was going to break this low at 70. But I mean, it doesn't even make sense, I guess, in hindsight, if you kind of understand what it was trying to do. But I thought that they was going to bounce it here, and then we was going to get this move back up at 30. That's what I was looking for yesterday. I thought I was going to get that move here. These stops right here at 70 or whatever was going to get ran. We come back up, retest that 400 level, and then we got this move down, or we was going to get this move down. But the NQ did not do that. It did not do that. And I think the bad thing is that, yeah, I was in profit. I was in profit in this move. I was only in 15 points of drawdown. I got a 30 points thinking that this was going to push up higher, so I didn't take profits. And I think this is where I got stopped out of. Yeah, because my stop was like at, it was somewhere in this area. It was somewhere. But I got stopped out of that position and I hit daily loss limit in the accounts. Just for it to pump up the way it did like that. Towards the end of the day, mind you. So I guess the pump really started at 9. And then from 11 after the Messer got done speaking, that's when it started to pump up even more. Right to that area too. Mm. Okay. All right.
I mean, SPY is like pushing higher. That's why I want to go long, but then I'm like, they also look like they're going to take this down potentially.
This would be a good area for the Bears to come back in on SPY for a retest of possibly 520, 519, and then for a move higher. Because, I mean, depending on how you want to look at the chart. I mean, it really depends on how you want to look at this chart. I mean, we got support right here on SPY. So we got this area of support. So we got this move up higher, and then on top of that, we got this two-legged pullback down into support, and then we're getting this move up higher. So I'm thinking that like 520, 522-ish is gonna be that area.
Wow. Yeah, there they go. I wanted to, but I didn't want to put on that much risk. So,
Dude, like I said, I wouldn't. I wouldn't.
yeah,
I wouldn't. I wouldn't. It's too hard to buy
it
right
was
now.
risky. I didn't. They buying it. Cause look
No,
at SPY go.
nobody's buying this right now. These are stops getting ran. Nobody's buying this.
SPY go. Let's get the 521 SPY.
I want to. No, I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it right here. I'm gonna keep it right here. I'm gonna keep it right here. That was definitely a stop run. You can see it on Bookmap. That was a stop run, dude. Nobody didn't buy that. Yeah, that was a stop run. That was definitely a stop run.
Alfred, you caught along at 386. I see.
386.
Okay.
Yeah, shit, right at that candle. Right at the, yep. 386. Yep. Just popping stops on shorts. Yeah. Yeah, I think this is a stop run. But it don't matter what it is.
Stop running up to 360. Down too much of a chicken to get in. With the size that I want.
Order filled.
Damn. What if I stayed in that original position, dude? but that was definitely a breakout, and we know that breakouts fail most of the time. We know this. Breakouts fail most of the time.
All
Damn,
right, where you at, girl?
this could have been a 200-point play.
Just
200
sitting in
points.
Houston.
Yeah, this shit's squeezing. Squeezing
What's the
higher.
games?
Using them bear tears. Hmm. So let's get to 450. 450. Yeah, 450 would be a good area. 450 would definitely be a good area. Yeah, you know that.
I guess I'll just sit and wait. Yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately, man. Unfortunately, this is what we get. I think this was the power pump early.
Early power pump.
Pre-power pump.
Pre-power pump.
Okay. All right. All right. All right. So 350, 350, 345-ish. Or nah, I think 320. Nah. The amount of points that we moved up, if we do go down, I think we bounce at 320. Nah, I'm not fighting the trend. I'm just front running a great area to short. I front ran this a little bit. Well, I guess if it does make sense, take it to 369. If that's the objective, if 360 is the objective, then I guess why not take it there now? That is the one thing that I kind of hate about Top Step X is that I can't hedge. Actually, let's look at that. Mm, yeah, I still gotta. Yeah, what to do on that. Looks like on Bookmap they want to take profits at 450. That's where everybody got their sell orders at.
Yeah, I noticed that too.
Oh yeah. Man, you get so quiet sometimes. I forget. She's still on there. I was like, oh, who the hell is that in my ear?
Have you ever to mute, man?
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's understandable, dude. Mm. Yeah, it's been hard trying to find an entry with CL, a good entry, because that's all she's been doing is trending up. That's all she's been doing has been like I said, I feel sorry for CL traders because this is what they get. No price action. So they did get this big move up. You had to be up at 4 o'clock to catch this move and trust it being so high up, and trust that it was gonna go up higher. Yeah, this shit just keeps trending up. Like, yeah, CL is just, this is that NQ side of her right now. It says, fuck pullbacks. We just gonna keep going. Said, fuck them pullbacks. We just gonna keep going. I know that they was talking about this during with Biden saying that it's crazy that oil is going up during an election year, and that obviously no politician wants gas prices during or to be high when they're asking people for their vote. Just oil news. Oh yeah, we had it at 9:30. That shit is slowly grinding up. Slowly but surely grinding up. SPY's at 520. Mm. All right. All right. It would be so nice to hedge this damn thing. I'm only down $200. I'm only down $200. I'm only down $200 right now. Man, I kind of still wish I was in that long though. You said I could be up $200 right now? Yeah. Yeah, you're right. I could be. So yeah, well, it'll be interesting if that happens, Alfred. It will be interesting if that happens.
What's that?
Albert said that after 450 we can see 470. It will be interesting if that happens. It would definitely be interesting. I mean, 470 is right around the corner from 460. So I mean, it is right there. So it's not too far-fetched. I do believe that the market objective is around like 460. So yeah, we can probably see 470. But it'll be very interesting if this continues higher to like 500. That would be interesting. That would be interesting. It's not like I think you can't do it, but if we get to 500, that would be interesting. Just 510. Yeah, I'll be out of this position. Yeah. Yeah, I'm planning on getting out of this position probably around like 480, 490. That's where I plan on getting out of this position if I'm wrong. That would definitely be interesting if we touch these highs. Mm.
I just said F and it went wrong.
You long this?
Yeah, I want to see him clear 5 or 450. Oh,
You shouldn't have said that shit.
I kept it to myself, huh?
Yeah, you shouldn't have said that shit. Bogdanov, he bought. What should we do? He bought? Dump it.
What is the dip? Pump it.
Load the
No,
dip.
dump.
Put him to sleep. Activate quantum immortality and then kill him. Oh, that's funny. That's funny, dude. That's funny. He bought. What should we do? Dump it.
It really be like that though.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, it's crazy, man. It's like as soon as you hit that buy button, that's when you get like that's when you see that red candle. Like when I said yesterday when I went short, and as soon as I went short, it was it was inching higher, inching higher, inching higher, and then we got a quick dump, and then it pumped right back up. And I was like, damn, like, why is she doing that? And I was just calling the NQ a bitch all until the close. Because you already know how she opened. She dumped. Like, I was like, dude, like, you couldn't have done that when I was in 15 contracts short. Like, you could have done it. Just for to open up, it's like, oh, he's not in? Okay, I'm a dump. Put that dump as soon as she opened, dude. Like, as soon as I saw that, I just walked away from the charts because I was like, dude, she could have did that shit when I was in 15 contracts, dude. She could have, but she chose not to. Bitch. She just does that shit. So yeah, as soon as the market opened, it dumped. All right, I got the play that I was looking for. And not only did it dump, I had my target sitting at, I thought we was going to at least get like a 10-point play, but we didn't get that. We didn't get that yesterday. Hopefully, well, you still in this long?
No, I had a stop loss protecting it.
Oh. Did he sell? Yes. Pump it.
Pump it.
Pump it.
You bought the dip. Dump it some more.
Dump it some more. Yo, do y'all want to know what's really crazy? Like how, like, so we all know that the pandemic happened, but I think his name is what? Boganac, whatever the hell his name is. Hold on, let me just pull it up. Show you guys what I'm talking about. It's like Bizonacci or something like that. Wojak me. So yeah, it's Bizonaki. This guy, or this right here. Like, so how the hell did they? So how the hell did they? This guy did this video 5 years ago, right before COVID-19 came out, and this is exactly what happened. So when I watched this video, I was like, yo, that's crazy. This guy predicted the damn pandemic 2 years before it came out. Crazy.
Well, dude, that's terrible plastic surgery.
It's crazy, like, dude,
You
it's crazy, like how, like, just randomly people get turned into like memes and stuff like that.
Yeah. Okay, guys, what y'all doing right now? Broski.
I mean, like I said, I think this might be it. Kind of sucks that I kind of gave up 20 points, but I didn't want to miss this. And I should have, I guess I should have, I guess I should have known, I guess. I should have known. NQ does what she wants to do. And then we are getting close to all the Fed speakers, but Powell speaks at 11:10. So we'll watch we'll watch it. As soon as Powell starts speaking, we'll turn on Powell and listen to what he has to say and see if he gives any clues about the economy. I'm pretty sure he's gonna say the same shit that Mester said yesterday. Yeah, he
What
speaks at
did Master
11:10.
say? Overall,
No, she was saying
in
that the labor
general.
market is strong and stuff like that, and blah blah blah, and that they need
Fed talk.
confidence. Yeah, Fed talk. Yeah.
Need more confidence in the data. The data suggests.
Yeah.
Shut up. Up it.
Yeah, just pump it. Like, dude, I mean, honestly, if you've traded with us long enough, you should know that the Feds, when any of them speak, they pump it. I mean, that's all they do is pump. They don't do nothing else except pump the market. So that's why when I know that they're about to speak, I know to go long. I know not to short a Fed speaker. I know that. And at this point, y'all guys should know that too. Especially not Powell. Especially don't
Inverse the
short.
pal.
Yeah, don't ever inverse the Powell.
Find out.
Shit, they'll fuck your next generation up because you know you put your college kids fund in that short, thinking he's gonna do something other than pump this market. Because Powell will whip that shit back and forth 100 points both ways, and then go in the direction, and then go in the infinite direction. You already know. Says Raven says I have a short position open yet, but he will have a big loss. I mean, I don't think so, man. I think the short's gonna work, man. I mean, we might pump up to 60. Yo, if we pump up to 50, I'll be like, yo, like, let's look. Did I misread something? Or if we pump up to 500. So I can definitely see 60. Alfred says 70. I can see 70. I can see 460. I can see 470. I can see that. But dude, if we pump back up to 500, yo, what the hell? What the hell? What the hell? I had to close this position off for a loss. Damn, Raven. 360? And Alfred says that there's orders sitting at 470 and 500. Yeah, I see that. Got 114 orders at 75. And it looks like they have 37 orders sitting at 500. So, yeah, we'll see, man. We'll see.
Keep up the dip.
Yeah, Raven. Yeah, that's 360.
Oh, 360. What? Raven think we go back down 360?
Oh, no, no. Unfortunately, he sold there. I was like, dude. I mean, I can see why. I mean, we did have that big dip down, but shit, like I said, don't ever short Powell. Do not ever short Powell. Now, I understand why we got this dump here because of this. So this area of resistance, that's why I was like, yeah, I don't think they're gonna reverse it here. My thoughts was that they're gonna reverse it at 1520 area, but apparently they're going for 60. That's what it looks like at least. It looks like they're going for 460. But dude, that move to 460, like, damn, that would be a move. Well, I mean, this is a Nasdaq we trade. I mean, if this was the ES, I mean, that area wouldn't have gotten traded through like that. It wouldn't have gotten traded through. And you see how the ES, where it got to its area of resistance, you see how this shit dumped? It dumped 20 points. ES don't play that shit like NQ plays that shit. So if he was on ES at this high, you would have been profitable 20 points if you held. The next area of resistance is around like 82. So I mean, ES could possibly get to around like 82-ish. Possibly get around 82-ish. Yo, Apex talking about an urgent message. Man, get the hell on out of here. An urgent message from the CEO. Check out this special message from the CEO. Man, shut up. You're just giving us an 80% off. Shut up. All right, it's official. Let's see. Let's see.
Bought the dip.
He bought. Dump it. Dump it again.
Dump it again.
Load the dip. He bought. Pump it. He's feeling relieved. What should we do? Put him to sleep. Consolidate.
Relieved.
Low China food. Dump it.
Yeah, that was like the realest thing right there. Low China fund. That was the realest. You bought the dip.
Dump it again. All right, so let's see. NQ, what are you trying to do? What are you trying to do, NQ? What are you trying to do? Should I? Should I? Nah, nah, maybe I should wait. Should I? 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 I'll scale in one. I'll scale in one right here. Just go full port, sure. Nah, gain weight. We're not gonna go full port.
Dang, I was about to say, what an influence. Not the full port.
I know, right? Gain weight talking about go full port.
What you did.
Nah, 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 nah. They're going to 60, man. I just have to accept that. They went to 60. They went to 60. They're going to 60. They got the 50. They're going to 60. Okay, well. Says, yeah, I'm also short, Raven. I am short this. Apparently, I shouldn't have done it, or I'm in too early. I'm in too early, unfortunately. I do think that this short is successful, but I'm down 20 points on 8 micro contracts. Unfortunately for this position, I'm down 20 points. I'm going to give it until 490, but I'm going to possibly take it before this. Honestly, I'll probably take like an $800 loss if I'm super wrong. We'll see. But I'm not going to allow it to get all the way up here. I mean, this is already too big of a loss, so I won't allow this to happen. I just want to see what happens. I want to see how they react when Powell begins to talk in 30 minutes. My prediction is that they're going to probably hold price here until Powell speaks. I do believe that we will get a dump. And then once Powell is done speaking, I do believe that they will continue price higher. Price can possibly get to around this 320, 300 level, possibly back down to 2. But I don't know, man. It really depends on what Powell says and what the market is trying to do. I think this is a short opportunity. I think this is short.
What is it?
You bought? Don't beat. Nah, man, it's not that serious, man. I gotta stop trying to convince myself to do that.
What?
Like hedge my positions in NQ. That would just be kind of too much. If I'm short micros, why the hell am I hedging myself in minis? Because then I want both of them to work out, so I'll be stuck in the middle. It's like shit. I want my minis to work out, but I want my damn position to work out too. And obviously, you would prefer the minis to work out over the damn minis or the micros. So it's like, well, it's like, what do you want? Yeah. So Taiwan just had an earthquake, or not? They just didn't have that, but they had one. Which honestly, I'm surprised that didn't kill NVIDIA today. I'm surprised. Yeah, I'm actually surprised about that. We just had an earthquake in Taiwan. So I wonder why that didn't dump NVIDIA today, or maybe it did. Maybe it did dump NVIDIA. Okay. So NVIDIA has a dark pool level here at 903. It's looking like they're trying to sell it here. The semi factories are okay. Okay. He said that's why you should. He says that's why you should full port. Gang, what are you full port right now? You full port? Do you got this entire? You got your entire port in this one play? I trust my gut sometimes. Honestly, in hindsight, I should trust it more often. Gameway says he's full port right now. You got the market maker right now. Full port. I think this. I think this. I mean, it's looking like it. It's looking like this is about the short right here. I'll just scale it one. I'm gonna scale it. No, nah. That's stupid because I've already scaled in at 35. It would kind of be stupid to scale in right here. To Jerome Powell. Yeah, I mean, if we get a dump, Jerome Powell is gonna to definitely pump it. Yeah, game weight. I was in around 50, 38. What was I in at? Yeah, I was in at like 38 or something. And then I scaled in at like 50 or 40. 50 or 40 I scaled in. So I was in at this bottom right here, man. And I got out at like 400, leaving 45 points on a freaking table, man. Actually, I can just show you my trades. So yeah, this is a 100-point play right here. I accidentally got out of this play. Kind of upset about that, but kind of upset about that. But oh yeah, this is not the this is a different account. This is not the accounts that I traded this morning. I put those to rest. I'm not going to trade those. I'm just going to allow that profit to take in because we did hit daily loss on it yesterday. So I'm gonna need that one to lock in. Oh my God, this is AQ. I didn't actually mean to close this. I didn't actually mean to close it. I meant to close out a partial of it, and I did it purposely, but I thought it was three, and I exited out the entire position because I thought I had more. I was kind of rushing. I wasn't paying attention, and I closed out of the entire position, not thinking about it. I think this actually might be the turn right here. I think the Bulls are exhausted. It's looking like they're exhausted now. It's looking like they're exhausted. Yeah, I think this is it. I think this might be the turn. Yeah, game weight. That's why you gotta. I didn't have you to tell me what are you doing, Sharon? Why are you closing it? You weren't here to do that. You weren't here when we needed you the most. Oof. Yeah, Alfred is right. I wanted to scale out of the position. Be more responsible. Mick, I think this is a good short opportunity. If he got stopped out, I think, well, I mean, you can do whatever the hell you want with your account, but I think this is another short opportunity to at least 320, 330. If it was me, I would just keep a tight stop. Because you know kids on spring break. Yeah, I didn't know that. I thought spring break was already over. It's April. I thought spring break was in March. Well, I guess it really depends on what the hell they're trying to do. I mean, if they're trying to trap at 400, then what's this?
Insurance that truly has to talking her out, and then I have to reapply for one.
Says, the payments are covered. Says, yes, please provide a carrier. I think it was, I think it was, hold on, give me a second. Let me make sure. Give me a second.
All right, NQ. Looking for freaking 421. Actually, on this chart, I'm looking for 3. But I'll start coming in by. Stop me out. Big. Stop me out. Okay. What is that? Reload it to 2750.
All right, so
Yeah, what happened with you? Three, four. We're trying to get bought back up here. This is an area though where we consolidated right there. Time is at 10:50. Alright, I'll keep this.
he bought. Hey, who bought? Who bought it? Why we dumping? Who
I
bought?
bought it. I bought earlier.
Who
No, that was
bought?
earlier.
Somebody in the chat bought this. It's like, nah, this is going higher.
Somebody help. He needs some milk.
I mean, they might try to trap low here. They might actually try to trap it here, actually. So, I mean, they may try to trap it here. So I wouldn't be surprised if it actually gets like 400 or something and trap high.
You want the dip. Dump it some more.
Dump it some more. Nah, nah, nah.
Aren't you short?
Yeah, I'm short. No, I'm short, baby.
What's going on then?
What do you mean? What's going on?
Oh, shoot. Oh, too busy paying attention to other stuff. Oh, I should have held it. I should have held it.
Oh no, you got out. You short, right?
Yeah, I was short. I
I
did get
mean,
out. Hit my stop.
Gameway
But
said he's out the chair. Send it.
Okay. Oh. Yo, okay, wait, Alfred, what did you? Oh, you went long. Did you?
Hey,
You took the profit?
shit. I know Alfred took his profits.
I mean, they got to their 450 target
Objective,
before it
yeah.
started. Yeah.
I thought the market objective would be 60, but the day's not over yet, and Powell hasn't spoke. This could have been the Powell pump, dude. This could have been the Powell pump. Like, yo,
See Powell pump.
if Powell gets two pumps, yo, it'd be two pump Powell, baby. Two pump Powell.
To pump Powell. Crazy.
So they missed me with the first one, so I had to hit him with another one. I had to hit him with
Another
another one.
one.
So they thought the first one was done, so I had to hit him with another one.
Another one.
Should we get two power pumps in the same session? What?
I have 60 days.
Hold on, give me a second. Give me a second. Okay.
What is it? No.
Says Mick says that he was short at 411. Should have had a 14 points, 15 point stop instead of a 37. No, I mean, honestly, this was one of these situations where anything could have happened, man. Honestly, that's why I was gonna hold this shit until 90. I was gonna hold this shit because I knew. Yeah, hold on.
$38, $39. Do-do-do-do. Dum, dum, do-do-do-do. What is the dip? You bought the dip? Lock it in, B. Lock it in. Lock it in. Lock it in, B. Ooh. Epic. Epic. Epic short. Well, not really epic, but not like yesterday. Where y'all at, Bulls? Where y'all at? Dang! Short. Yo, you still short? Hey, yo. Yeah, my comment, I kind of scalped it. I didn't hold. I was short from 414. Actually, I was short from up here, 431. Okay, man, it's been a roller coaster day. I'm gonna lock this in though. 5K. I'm gonna lock it in. I would love to get more though. You know I would. I mean, technically, hold on, let me turn that off. Close that real quick so I can reset. $60 trades, I'm way over my limit. 9K in profits, 3K in losses. Ooh. And I still got my drawdown. I think I'm gonna lock this in. Did it hit 86? Oh, that was 86 is what I was looking for. Let's see if it bounces off there. Crap. Oh, dang. Hold on. I'll be right back, y'all. Unmute that. I'm over here about to get copyright. Um, Cameron, this is a take profit. I'm gonna get some Apex accounts, man. They doing that all month, 80% off 1 day pass. I'm probably pick up like 20 of them things. I'm probably do 10 at a time, 5 or 10 at a time. But yeah, Cameron, this is take profit again. Funded. I reset the funded account for half price. Cost me $700. Normally they charge 1,400. Oh, I'm like, heck no. Like I know I can make that back, but still, that's just too expensive. The 700, yeah, okay, I can do that. Yeah, 1,400 is super crazy. But I just use my profits that I made. I use my profits that I made with them. Took the 700, reset it. Like, okay. Exactly, super freaky. Yeah, exactly. They stay lurking.
Both the left and the right in this country,
these combines,
parts of the world, about capitalism,
80% off.
ability
You could
to
pass in one day.
prosperity. And of course, education at the Stanford Business School is premised
That commercial,
on the belief
the fishing rod. Got you $1. Look, gotta be quicker than that.
Democratic institutions are a powerful force.
And you want these combines, 80% off, one day pass.
Progress.
I think Apex
And
figured out their
also on
sauce.
the belief that by preparing students as leaders, we can bring the ideas of our faculty to life and make a significant.
Apex figured out their sauce. They're like,
as we
yeah.
say, to change the lives of our students and then have them go out and change organizations.
They know everybody's going to try to pass in one day.
Goes. And during the pandemic, we developed the idea for the Business Governance Society Initiative with the idea that it would give us a chance to put the school at the forefront of emerging areas. So debates about free markets and governance,
hey, Sherm, you're not muted.
advances in technology, sustainability and energy transition, and in that way respond to the changes in the world and get ahead of them. And our goal, of course,
I can hear both of y'all.
To bear on those issues. That's what we do best. That's the school's core. And then to integrate them into how we think about leadership education.
So. You can mute on the
and
in OBS.
In the last 2 years,
go to your audio.
Initiative already has generated new classes and new conferences, new workshops. It's supported more than 60 faculty research projects. It's led to the development of a leadership values survey that we now give to all of our incoming students.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Starting this spring, fostered a strong partnership with the new Dorr School of Sustainability and other schools across campus. And one of the ambitions that we have had with the initiative was that we would be able to use the school, power of the school, to spark discussions among faculty and students and leaders from business and government and civil society. And this forum is very much in that spirit. And the idea for this forum actually came from a task force that I convened during the pandemic, led by Professor Ken Schatz and Jim Coulter, one of our alumni, and involved faculty and students and staff and friends of the school. Last week I went back and read the final report of that task force, which was articulating a vision for this Business Governance Society initiative. And it was very interesting, actually, in light of subsequent events, to go back and read that report, because it focused largely on two things. It focused on the school's role in promoting leadership responsibility, which is, of course, the title of this forum, and it focused on civil discourse. And this is written in the spring of 2021, and I'll just read you from the first three paragraphs of the report that was written at the time, and which I just thought was so apropos of the world we're living in today. The report said, the Stanford GSB must prepare students for the responsibilities of leadership. To be clear, preparing students for leadership does not mean prescribing a particular set of values. It's not our role to tell students the right answers to difficult questions about policy or the social responsibility of business. That is something they must decide for themselves based on their own values. But we do have a responsibility.
Hey, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go grab some food. Y'all want to
engage with these questions, have the knowledge,
speech on, or
decisions.
Keep it on the charts.
And I think it's a perfect introduction to today's.
Let me know in the chat.
We're here to receive answers, but to learn something and engage in a discussion. And we're very fortunate to have some exceptional guests here today and speakers, and to have an agenda that tackles a fascinating set of issues. So thank you all for being here, and I hope you all have a great day. And now, to get things started, I'm going to introduce our first speaker, who's Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell. Jerome Powell, Chair of the Federal Reserve, was appointed in 2018. He has had quite an interesting 6 years at the helm of the Federal Reserve, as interesting as any Fed chair in recent memory. although there have been quite a few interesting episodes for Fed chairs in the last 20 or 30 years. He has guided the Fed with a sure hand
Y'all want to see Powell reaction?
supply disruptions, incredibly dramatic
He's
fiscal
speaking right
expansion,
now, right?
a lot of asset market volatility, first inflation of magnitude in many years, and somehow we've emerged with the U.S. economy continuing to create jobs and be the envy of the world. And that range of experience, as well as Chairman Powell's responsible leadership, make him a perfect first speaker for our event. He is going to share some opening remarks, and then he's going to be joined on stage by Arvind Krishnamurthy. Arvind is the John Osterweiss Professor of Finance at the GSB, and he is himself an expert on asset markets, financial intermediation, and monetary policy. So with that, it's a pleasure to welcome Chairman Powell to the stage.
Thank you very much, Dean Levin. It's great to be here today. Thanks to everyone for coming out. It's a pleasure to be here. So I'm going to begin with some comments on the economy and the road ahead for monetary policy before briefly discussing the Federal Reserve's monetary policy independence, and then joining Arvind Krishnamurthy for some discussion. So over the past year, inflation has come down significantly, but it's still running above the FOMC's 2% goal. In February, headline inflation was 2.5% over the past 12 months based on PCE index. A year ago, it was 5.2. Core inflation, which excludes the volatile food and energy components, stood at 2.8% in February. A year ago, it was 4.8%. So this is very welcome progress, but as you can see, the job of sustainably restoring 2% inflation is not yet done. Tight monetary policy continues to weigh on demand, particularly in interest-sensitive spending categories. Nonetheless, growth in economic activity and employment was strong in 2023, as real GDP expanded by more than 3%, and 3 million jobs were created, even as inflation fell substantially. This combination of outcomes reflects significant improvements in supply that offset to some extent the effects on demand of tighter financial conditions. The healing of global supply chains helped address pent-up demand for goods, particularly in sectors that had faced considerable shortages, such as autos. In addition, labor supply increased significantly thanks to rising participation among 25 to 54-year-olds, workers in their prime working years, as well as a strong pace of immigration. Recent readings on both job gains and inflation have come in higher than expected. The economy added in an average of 265,000 jobs per month in the 3 years through February, a faster pace than we have seen since last June. And the higher inflation data over January and February were above the low readings in the second half of last year. But these recent data do not, however, materially change the overall picture, which continues to be one of solid growth, a strong but rebalancing labor market, and inflation moving down toward 2% on a sometimes bumpy path. Labor market rebalancing is evident in many parts of the data, including quits, job openings, surveys of employers and workers, and the continued gradual decline in wage growth. On inflation, it is too soon to say whether the recent readings represent more than just a bump. We do not expect that it will be appropriate to lower our policy rate until we have greater confidence that inflation is moving sustainably down toward 2%. Given the strength of the economy and progress on inflation so far, we have time to let the incoming data guide our decisions on policy. We've held our policy rate at its current level since last July, as shown in the individual projections that the FOMC released just 2 weeks ago. My colleagues and I continue to believe that the policy rate is likely at its peak for this tightening cycle. If the economy evolves broadly as we expect, most FOMC participants see it as likely to be appropriate to begin lowering the policy rate at some point this year. Of course, that outlook is still quite uncertain, and we face risks on both sides. Reducing rates too soon or too much could result in a reversal of the progress we've seen on inflation and ultimately require even tighter policy to get inflation back to 2%. But easing policy too late or too little could unduly weaken economic activity and employment. As progress on inflation continues and labor market tightness eases, these risks continue to move into better balance. As conditions evolve, monetary policy is well positioned to confront either of these risks. We are making decisions meeting by meeting, and we'll do everything we can to achieve our maximum employment and price stability goals. And that brings me to my second topic. The Fed has been assigned two goals for monetary policy: maximum employment and stable prices. Our success in delivering on these goals matters a great deal to all Americans. To support our pursuit of these goals, Congress granted the Fed a substantial degree of independence in our conduct of monetary policy. Fed policymakers serve long terms that are not synchronized with election cycles. Our decisions are not subject to reversal by other parts of the government other than through legislation. This independence both enables and requires us to make our policy decisions without consideration of short-term political matters. Such independence for a federal agency is and should be rare. In the case of the Fed, independence is essential to our ability to serve the public. The record shows that independent central banks deliver better economic outcomes. We recognize that we need to continually earn this grant of independence, and we do so by carrying out our work with technical competence and objectivity in a transparent and accountable manner, and by sticking to our knitting. By technical competence, I mean that the Fed policymakers use the most up-to-date information and research to deepen our understanding of the ever-evolving economy and to reliably deliver on our assigned goals. We're supported by a highly capable staff. We also draw on the insights and experiences of a wide array of business, academic, community, and labor leaders, as well as others engaged in the economy. And by objective, I mean that our analysis is free from any personal or political bias in service to the public. We will not always get it right. No one does. But our decisions will always reflect our painstaking assessment of what is best for our economy in the medium and longer term, and nothing else. Transparency and accountability are fundamental for any government agency in a democracy, but are especially important for one granted policy independence. The Fed has a special obligation to explain ourselves clearly, to describe what we're doing and why we're doing it. We're always striving to improve this communication, and it is a job that is never complete. But we've come a long way. Before 1994, the FOMC did not even announce monetary policy decisions. Today, we announce those decisions and we explain the thinking behind them in our post-meeting statement and press conference. We publish detailed minutes of our deliberations and a quarterly summary of economic and policy projections of each FOMC participant. We publish a monetary policy report twice a year, and the chair appears before Congress to present that report and to answer any and all questions that are on the minds of our oversight committee members. In 2020, we completed a year-long public review of our monetary policy framework, and late this year, we will begin just such another review. My colleagues and I explain our views on the economic outlook and monetary policy in speeches like this one and in visits to communities around the country as part of an extensive outreach in which we seek input from individuals and groups throughout society. Transparency is an affirmative and proactive commitment to the public. Lastly, to maintain the public's trust, we also need to avoid mission creep. Our nation faces many challenges, some of which directly or indirectly involve the economy. Fed policymakers are often pressed to take a position on issues that are arguably relevant to the economy, but are not within our mandate, such as, for example, particular tax and spending policies, immigration policy, and trade policy. Climate change is another current example. Policies to address climate change are the business of elected officials and those agencies that they have charged with this responsibility. The Fed has received no such charge. We do, however, have a narrow role that relates to our responsibilities as a bank supervisor. The public will expect that the institutions that we regulate and supervise will understand and be able to manage the material risks that they face, which over time are likely to include climate-related financial risks. We will remain alert to the risk that there will be pressure to expand that role over time, but we are not, nor do we seek to be, climate policymakers. In short, doing our job well requires that we respect the limits of our mandate. Thank you. I'll stop there and look forward to our discussion. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Chair Powell, for those remarks and for taking some time to be with us and talk to us today. There's a lot of stuff going on in the world today. I think we have a lot of stuff to talk about, so I'm going to get right into it. Before I get started, I just want to also thank you to the audience for sending questions over. What I've done is I've tried to organize the conversation around two themes. One, we'll start by talking about the macroeconomy, and then you have been shared through a very tumultuous period over the last 5 years.
Pump it, pow, baby. Pump it, pow.
So let me just dive right in.
That's light work for him.
Pick up on something you started
You gotta
talking
keep
about, which is
going.
inflation.
Make up.
2 years ago, we had inflation readings close to 6-7%. We've come down to 3% last Friday. The PCE inflation index, the personal consumption expenditure inflation index, which is something the Fed often speaks about, came in at 2.8%. We've had a conversation about this. There's so many factors that have been play in the economy over the last couple of years. I wonder if you can just spend some time talking to us about what you think are the key factors that have brought inflation down over the last 2 years.
Sure. So I think I'll start with where we think the inflation came from. So what is actually different this time, at the risk of making that statement, is that this inflation wasn't strictly just a question of demand overheating and the Fed coming in and having to suppress demand. That's been the more typical pattern, perhaps on the back of a shock such as an oil price shock and that kind of thing. This episode actually also involved, as everyone will recall, the collapse of the supply side in a lot of ways. So supply chains stopped working. There were shortages of critical things like semiconductors, which turned out you couldn't make cars. I think many of us might not have realized how many semiconductors go into a car. In addition, there was a major labor force shock. So we lost several million people out of the labor market. So
we just talked about this morning. We just talked about this.
So it was a supply side issue, as well as overheated demand from the closing and then reopening of the economy at a time when rates were low and fiscal policy was very supportive of demand. So we had both of those things. And therefore, if those were the causes, what we needed to see was both the unwinding of the pandemic-related distortions to both the supply and demand in the economy, and also the effects of tight monetary policy. So today, what we think we're seeing as inflation has come down sharply over the last year is those two factors working together. And they do work together. We think that tight monetary policy weighing on demand actually gives the supply side a better chance to recover. And 2023, of course, was a year, as I mentioned, of very significant supply side recovery and expansion.
And what are the factors that you're keeping an eye on, say, over the next few years, maybe the next year or two, that might play out in the inflation picture?
I should also mention inflation expectations, which in our framework and in the thinking of most monetary economists, people think that having the public expect inflation to return to 2% despite it moving up, that's a very important factor in bringing inflation back down. In a sense, if people believe that price setters and wage setters in the economy, if they believe that inflation will be 2%, then that'll actually happen. So as we look ahead, though, one question is how much more juice is there to come out of the supply side recovery? We got a very large increase in population last year, which may have helped with inflation. It certainly helped with output. And it increased.
You know what? I believe in Powell.
At the same time,
we
the economy is
trust.
growing 3.1%
I believe
last
this
year.
guy gonna take it to my.
We also had inflation coming down sharply. So there may be more supply side gains to be had. Surveys of businesses still show difficulties in hiring, difficulties in getting the inputs that they need for their businesses. So there's some more benefit there. We also think that monetary policy is tight. It's weighing on interest-sensitive spending in the economy. So, for example, durable goods, surveys of consumers will say that it's a tough time to buy durable goods because rates are high. You also see the labor market rebalancing because you can look at demand in the labor market as well as supply, but you see demand reflected in lower job openings, a very small increase in unemployment, in wages moving back down toward more sustainable levels. So we think those two forces that I mentioned will be the ones we'll be looking for. And the thing we'll be looking at, of course, is the incoming data on inflation as those affect the outlook, and the same thing about the labor market. What's happening in the
What's
labor
he saying?
Does it suggest that the
Oh,
labor
you can't
market is
hear him?
continuing its progress
I see the captions though.
to get back to a sustainable level of
Right,
wage
yeah,
growth
yes,
and
I agree.
balance between supply and demand?
Can I just dig into the inflation expectations point you mentioned? An analogy that people drew a couple of years ago was to the high inflation episode of the 70s, where we had a high inflation period that then ended up shifting expectations, and through the wage price mechanism ended up leading to a sustained period of high inflation. In the current situation,
Come on, Papa Powell.
I
Keep
guess
doing.
two questions. How concerned are you about maybe inflation getting stuck
Pump it,
upper
Powell.
twos around 3? Could that last mile be very hard because inflation expectations getting stuck? And then
These highs,
relatedly,
baby.
are there things you're looking at to tell you, to signal to you that that is an issue or isn't an issue?
Right. So as I mentioned, inflation expectations we think are an important part of driving actually inflation, and we want them to be at levels that are consistent with 2% inflation over time, not 3%, but 2%, not 2.5%. The good news is that that's where they are right now, and pretty much have been for some time. And we look at surveys of businesses, households, forecasters. We look at other kinds of measures of inflation expectations, and model-based and things like that. We also look at market-based. The market is always buying and selling inflation protection, and you can get from that expectation of or assessment of what markets expect. And all of those are pretty consistently saying that the public does believe, and it's a good thing because it's true, that inflation will go back down to 2%. So that's very assuring, but that's partly because of the very strong action that we took, and also because of our ongoing commitment to actually return inflation to 2% over time. So, and that is our commitment, by the way. But over time, so I would say it would be a concern if inflation expectations were not to be consistent with the outcome that we seek. But the good news is they're not, and I think our commitment is understood and respected and believed by the public, and that's as it should be.
Let me flip to the other side of the equation. We've had employment, economic activity that remained quite strong. The unemployment rate it's remained below 4% for the last 2 years. And this is during a period in which you've took the funds rate from 0% to 5.3% in about as fast a rate hike cycle as we've seen in history. A year ago, many people were talking about possibility of recession. That hasn't happened. Again, you made some remarks about this, but I wonder if you can just go a little bit into this. Why hasn't this happened? Why have we achieved what looks like a soft landing, which is inflation coming down, unemployment remaining low? What are the factors that have played out? And then the related question, this will continue to happen over the next year or two?
Yeah, I guess I've always had the view and always said that because of the unusual origins of this inflation and its differences from other prior episodes,
Yeah, just be mindful of that 430 level. We need a strong break above 430 if this is going to go higher. We did get that pullback into support,
the kind of large job
but
losses and
just be
increases in
mindful of that
unemployment that have
430
been
level.
typical of prior tightening cycles. And the reason, again, was that some part of this was independent of demand. If you have to get all of the inflation reduction gains from suppressing demand, the chances are that will involve that will weigh on employment and economic activity pretty significantly. But here we had the situation for again semiconductors. You couldn't buy a car at the very time when people wanted cars because they were moving to the suburbs, because they didn't want to ride on public transportation because of COVID. At that precise time, the supply of cars went down dramatically because of the shortage. So what happens is the prices went way up. That's how the market clears in our economy. So on the other side of that, though, without respect to demand, once the semiconductor supply comes back, you should come right back down that curve, and you could, in principle, get inflation down significantly without just ignoring demand for a second. So I always thought that was possible, and I would say something like that appears to be happening. Sorry, so then your question is, how did that happen? So more recently, we expected that to happen at the very beginning, and that's why we thought the inflation was transitory, meaning it would go away quickly without much effort from us. That turned out not to be the case. And we thought then that was in 2021. In 2022, we thought the supply side would recover more. It really didn't, and I certainly began to wonder whether that was going to happen. And then it really happened in 2023. Right about the time we were almost ready to give up on supply side recovery, you got this significant increase in labor force participation, accompanied by a significant move up in immigration, and you also got the unwinding of the supply side problem. So what's happening is when that happens, potential output is going up significantly, the economy's productive capacity. So you have a situation where productive capacity is going up even more than actual output. And so the economy actually isn't becoming tighter, which it ordinarily would. It's actually becoming a little looser, and you're seeing inflation come down. Very unusual situation. The pandemic has been, a textbook of unusual, unexpected developments and situations. But that really is the story. And then Arvind, the question is, how much more are we going to get out of the supply side recovery, and how much will fall to demand? And we just don't know the answer to that. We're not going to prematurely assume that there's no more progress to be made on the supply side. Indeed, the evidence is that there probably is more gain to be had there.
You had mentioned immigration has been a big part of the last year or two in terms of the supply side. Can you just expand on that? Is that how important is that relative to supply chain? Where do you see that playing out in the next year or two?
So I need to start by saying that the Fed is not an immigration policymaker, and don't comment on those who do have that assignment or the policies that they make. It's really we're just calling the balls and strikes on the economy as we see them. And so from that standpoint, our economy's been short labor, and probably still is. If you talk to,
Hey, listen up. He's about to say what we was talking about earlier.
People, it's still difficult to hire for many companies. So we've needed more people. So what happened over the course of last year is, to a much greater extent than had been thought, immigration moved up quite a bit over the last 2 years, and this is. Typically, the Census Bureau does all this estimating. The Congressional Budget Office actually went and took a different path and talked to the people who work at the border and that kind of thing, and got a much higher estimate, which now many groups have gone out to validate. And I would say it's clear there's something there. The numbers are actually higher, and that actually explains what we've been asking ourselves, which is how can the economy have grown over 3% in a year where almost every outside economist was forecasting a recession? An overwhelming majority, anyway, were forecasting a recession for 2023. Not only did that not happen, we had better than 3% growth. So really a remarkable performance. And some part of that is that there are significantly more people working in the country. But then how does inflation come down? It's because the capacity of the economy has actually moved up perhaps more than the actual output. So it's a bigger economy, but not a tighter one. Really an unexpected and unusual thing. Again, we don't make judgment calls, but that's what we're seeing.
So it's interesting in this discussion we've had about inflation and unemployment, we have talked about real factors, immigration, supply chain healing. That's the stuff that seems to have played out. We haven't really talked about interest rates per se, which is, of course, the primary tool of the Federal Reserve. It looks from the outside like the interest rate sensitivity of the economy in this cycle has been very muted, very different than in the past. There's also, you look at the economy, they look like there's very differential impacts across different parts of the economy. The housing market, people have long-term fixed rate mortgages, so interest rate pass-through there is very low. Here in Silicon Valley, we have early stage growth businesses where the cost of capital is affected by the higher rates. And there it looks like we have a much bigger impact. So I wonder if you can speak about the interest rate sensitivity of the economy in this cycle. And then another question, a related question, which is we have differential impact across the economy. How do you think about balancing the impact of interest rate hikes in different sectors?
So I guess the headline for me would be that I do think monetary policy is working and working broadly as expected. I think you can point to sectors of the economy, and you mentioned a couple. So if you're a household that has a low interest mortgage, you're not feeling the effect of higher mortgage rates. And many companies as well took the opportunity to term out their debt, before rates went up. So you have a lot of companies that have longer term fixed rate debt at pretty low rates, and they're not as affected by it. That's all true. At the same time, if you look at interest sensitive spending, either in housing or durable goods, you're seeing very significant effects there. And I do think you see the economy rebalancing. So I think it's not right and maybe too soon to conclude that there's some significant disconnect there in terms of monetary policy transmission. But it still leaves the question of how the economy can have grown over 3% during a year in which the federal funds rate is at a quarter century high. Why wouldn't growth have been lower? And to me, the answer to that is the supply side recovery.
I think that's what happens.
People need to understand is that you have this force from outside. It's not just interest rates and demand. You've got a supply side recovery that is creating new demand and new supply. And that's why you get a number like 3.1% at the same time inflation is coming down. One of the reasons why. So I think that's really the story. It's not that the policy isn't restrictive, and it's not that the economy is not responsive to rates. It's that we've had this outside force that is temporarily affecting that.
So if I benchmark Fed policy right now, we have rates at 5.3%. Inflation is running a little bit under 3%. That's like a 2.5% real interest rate. That's really the real cost of borrowing. Compare this to pre-pandemic, we had real rates of close to 0, maybe 0.5%, sometimes negative. So we've gone from a very low rate environment to a very high rate environment. Policy looks tight right now.
Dang, bro,
another
what do you
benchmark.
say?
I don't know if my colleague John Taylor is here, but the Taylor rule is a typical
What does he say?
for thinking about a central bank policy.
I didn't think he said
By the
anything
Taylor
out of the
rule,
ordinary.
policy rates right now
dropped the
should be
market.
around 4. So policy does look quite restrictive right now. And I think in talking about where policy is right now, you've said that the risks are balanced. Why continue to have tight policy in an
You might have been
environment
talking
in
about
which
how tight the policy is
the risks are balanced?
with the rates. That's probably what he said.
So we do think that policy, we think it's its job.
You're not long, are you?
I would go back to what I
Dude,
said.
I said you just needed to have a strong close above 30. You hear me?
We think the
You need a
risks are
strong close
two-sided.
above 30 for
there's
this
a
shit to
risk of
continue.
If you cut too soon,
That
the
shit
risk
wicked
is
above
that
30 and
the
dropped right back
progress
down.
on
I would have went
inflation will
short.
stop, or that even reverse. And we've
Damn it,
seen
damn it,
that
damn it.
in some historical, particularly in the 70s. We don't think that's what's happening here at all, but that's a risk that we have to manage. The other risk is that we wait too long or move too slowly. Once we do move, and in that case, you have weakening in the link.
All the way back down to
Economic
400, though?
We're trying to steer
Bro, this is
between
going
those
to
two risks.
330,
Obviously, we're trying
possibly
to be in the middle and
280.
get the timing right. It's very
This
challenging.
is going down.
There's
This is
no
going like to
risk-free path. But
Yeah,
we're
this is
trying-
going like
and
to
I think we're in a position to
330-ish
address
and
the
probably
economy
bounce at
moving in
280.
either of those directions.
How?
So
You
the risk, though,
freaking-
of moving too soon really is that the
Hey,
economy,
yo, pal.
really does the inflation.
Bumbleclot.
It really would be quite disruptive if we were to have to then come back in. We will do what we have to do to get inflation down to 2%. But again, it's about balancing those risks. It's never the case that you can confidently look at the baseline and say, this is what we're going to do. It's always about having a baseline understanding, but then knowing what the risks are and having the committee be in a position to be able to address those should they materialize. And I think we're very much in that position now.
Maybe I can just follow up on that. So I'm going to ask a question about, is there a signal or a data point that you're paying particular attention to over the next year? And I'm going to ask it this way. So if you had a crystal ball that you knew could perfectly answer one question about the next 12 months, what question would you ask it? What's the thing you really want to know?
Sorry, there's no one thing. It really is. We have a dual mandate. You're asking me to be single-minded about the dual mandate.
No, just a kind of a data point that you think will guide you.
Can't do that. No, I mean, we have to, I would say this, in our framework, the two goals, price stability and maximum employment, are equal under the law. But our framework literally says that if you're very far from achieving one of the goals and the other one is pretty much at goal or even better than goal, then you focus on the one that's far from goal. This is obvious, right? So, and that's what we did after inflation came up in March of 21, and then we really had a very tight focus. And you heard us talking about, getting inflation under control. But as inflation has come down, the two things are moving back into balance. And we're not a single mandate bank. The key thing I'll end with, though, is price stability it gives us the ability to achieve both goals. If we don't have price stability, then we're not going to have these long periods of tight labor markets, which benefit everyone. What we saw in the 10-year, 8-month expansion that ended with the pandemic was, for the last 2 or 3 years, people at the lower end of the income spectrum were getting the largest wage increases. And you saw the gaps between black and white unemployment go to historic lows. So a tight labor market over a long period of time does enormous social good. And that's what we all want to do, is we want to get back to that. For that, you need price stability. But so the two of them actually are quite complementary.
I'm going to shift from just talking about the near term to the thinking about the longer term for the U.S. economy. We've had a pretty big shift in growth expectations for long-run growth. This comes out from the Fed's own projections as well as from economic forecasters' projections. For 15 years ago, long-term growth forecasts were 2.8%, 3%. Pre-pandemic, they've been below 2. That's kind of where they've been for long-term growth forecasts. That's where your own forecasts have been. Why do you think that is? Why long-term growth at 2%? We're sitting in Silicon Valley. AI is all the buzz here. We've had high growth over the last few years. Is 2 a reasonable number? Is it possible we could go back to the 2.83% that we had in the early 2000s?
Well, let me start by saying that sort of every bit of the economy is difficult to forecast. There isn't one that's more difficult to forecast than productivity, for example, which is one of the key elements of longer-term growth. So it's very, very, very uncertain. I mean, basically, what longer-term growth is a function of growth in hours worked and of output per hour. And hours worked is really a function of demographics and more than anything else. And productivity, output per hour, is highly unpredictable. So I think people lowered their longer-run growth expectations to around, I guess, 1.8% is the median, something below 2%. That's given what had been our very low population growth and expectations that productivity might be 1.5%, 1.5% kind of thing, productivity growth and in output per hour. That's a pretty good place to be. We've had higher productivity than that recently. And the question is it going to be a sustained thing? Are we going to enter into a new period of higher productivity? That would be great. It is productivity growth that lifts, all boats, generation upon generation. And, so people argue AI can be that effect. Some people are arguing that, there were a lot of business starts at the beginning of the pandemic and during the pandemic as Americans went out and started businesses at that time. And also that you've seen you've seen a lot of change in the labor force. So people moving, quitting, going to better jobs that might be better suited to their skills. But all of those things, they could become a longer run productivity increase or not. Those might just be the things that we need to get 1.5% productivity. And it is unknowable. And particularly with AI, the range of potential outcomes, it should increase productivity. Everyone sees that. But that's not what we're seeing in the numbers now. It's too soon for AI to be affecting, I think, the productivity numbers. But, the logic of it is that it could actually, increase productivity. And then the question will be, what does it do to labor? Is it going to replace labor or augment labor or both? And if so, in what proportion? So hard to say about longer run growth, but of course, it would be great if that were the case.
And then just to follow up, we talked about this before. Do you feel like you need to take a stand on this in policy making at current?
No, I mean, so our focus, the things that are really important to the U.S. economy over time are productivity, immigration, even trade policy, the things that we're doing, industrial policy that is now a thing, Those are important to the longer run growth and economic well-being of Americans. And what we do is we try to move the economy towards stable prices and maximum employment through the business cycle. That's what we can do with business rate, with monetary policy. We are also a crisis responder. We're a really important crisis responder. We can get there quickly. We have great tools for it. So that's a key thing that we do. We also regulate and supervise the banks, and it's important, and we look after financial stability. So all those are very important things, but they're not things that affect the longer run potential output of the United States. So honestly, though, so the question of what will be the equilibrium interest rate, the neutral interest rate going forward, doesn't really matter for policy today. We're really asking about once the pandemic is well and truly behind us, and we're well into the AI investment boom and the effects of AI, what will that look like? And it doesn't really matter that much for getting inflation down to 2% while keeping the economy growing and the labor market strong.
Yeah. Can I shift tax and talk about some of the challenges of leading the Fed through the last 5 years? So, just in our discussion, and it's clear from looking at the world, you've had so many different shocks. The economy has behaved in so much unusual ways over the last few years. You were appointed Fed chair in 2018. I remember pre-pandemic, the dominant concern of the Fed was low inflation, not high inflation. It was having inflation below target, below the 2% target. COVID happened. We've gone in a completely different direction. So can you just speak about the challenges of taking an organization that was focused on one thing to focusing on something completely different?
Yes, it's certainly been a turbulent time, I will say, to Dean Levin's points. It's been really a lot of things and things that weren't expected. For 20 plus years around the world, economies suffered from lower interest rates, lower inflation, slow growth, low productivity, bad demographics, and a lot of monetary economists were working on how do you make your tools work at a time when you're going to be bounded by zero, and you won't be able to cut and support the economy. So this was a big thing, and then the inflation that came, it really arrived in the first quarter of 2021 was a surprise to most people, and again the macroeconomists generally thought that it would go away over time. Not everyone. There were some concerns expressed, and ultimately it is coming down significantly. So that was, we had to pivot on that, and we did. When it became clear, really in the fall of 2021, it became clear through the labor market data, the inflation data, the growth data, that the economy was not moving back toward price stability. And we pivoted, and when we pivoted, we really moved. So because, that was the right thing to do. So the good news
After
about
saying that he was not going to do it,
move quickly. The emergency tools we have, as I
after
mentioned,
swearing up and down, they was not going to pivot.
compared to
Then
other
they
government
pivot.
policies, and they have a significant effect on the economy. So I think we've gotten to what is, knock on wood, a pretty good place. We're using
Powell
our
said
tools now
that they
to try
pivoted because it was the right thing to do. But if you recall,
the rest of the way to 2%
before the pivot,
while keeping the
they kept
economy
saying,
strong
we're
and the
not
labor
pivoting,
market
we're
strong
not
as well.
pivoting, we're not pivoting.
And
And then
the
they
other side,
pivoted.
this tumultuous period that we've gone through is the external pressure from the Fed, from outside over where to set interest rates. And you have faced this pressure over the last 6 years, including from the former president. So how do you navigate the decision-making of the Fed in the larger scheme of pressures coming in from the outside?
So the thing is, internally, we have peace of mind on this because everybody who works at the Fed knows that we're going to do what we're going to do, and we're going to do it for economic reasons. And that's it, as I mentioned in my remarks. And I mean, I think you can go back and look, anybody can read the verbatim transcripts of the things that we discuss during. It doesn't matter what the election calendar is saying. Whatever's happening in the economy, those are the decisions. We make decisions based on the analysis that I described in my remarks. So I think we know that. So it becomes, but it's a communication issue that people need to understand that that's what we do. It's always what we do. If you look at the modern historical record, you'll see that the Fed has been prepared to move or not move and do what it thinks is the right thing for the economy in the medium and longer term, without regard to kind of outside considerations. And it's important to just have people know that which is why I brought it up. I don't have concerns that, that it's going to be a problem for us because we're going to do what the right thing is for the economy over time. And my colleagues and I are tightly focused on that.
Maybe you can just say a little bit more about that. I mean, you're praised by many people in your ability to build consensus. You've served in different White House administrations with different political ideologies. How do you do that in practice? Do you have any advice for all of us? And
so it boils down to two things. One is, we have a specific mandate. Stick to that mandate. Focus on that mandate, and don't be dragged into partisan political fights around. I mean, when I testify, people are always trying to get me and my colleagues to support their perspective on, fiscal issues or immigration issues, and they think of an economic hook, and they try to. But we just don't do that. That's part of it. The other part of it just is. I spend a lot of time in our system of government, oversight comes through Congress. In a parliamentary system, it's through the elected government, but because that's the same people who are in the parliament. But for us, it's not the administration that has legal oversight responsibility. It's the Congress, the House and the Senate, and particularly the two oversight committees, one in the House, one in the Senate. And so my colleagues and I spend a lot of time, and we don't go up there to blast talking points at people. We want to hear what they're thinking, and we want to listen carefully and respectfully and tell them what we're thinking. And I think people appreciate that. That's the thing. Same thing internally. I think when you listen respectfully and understand what people are saying and try to, think about how to incorporate that thinking into what you're doing, for most people, most of the time, that's going to be enough. And so they can go along with things that they don't 100% support, but they feel like they were heard, or they're not going to, maybe criticize quite as harshly as they would, because they realize that you're doing this in good faith to the absolute best of your ability and based on the actual facts and what we know about the ever-evolving economy.
And can I just ask about how your own background has helped in this process? So you are a person who has shifted between the public and the private sector over the course of your career. And you're a lawyer by training. You don't have an economics PhD. You're running an organization which is mostly a PhD or many PhD economists. So can you just speak about how your background has helped you navigate this?
Sure. So when I graduated from college, I had no plan other than this idea that I liked what I saw of the careers of people like George
Mick, I was playing along.
Cyrus Vance, for example. And that the idea was these are people who had a mainly private sector career, but served in the government at intervals and were able to do public service. And I grew up in Washington, D.C. My family was not involved in any of this, really. But this is what I observed. I would like to do that. And by some miracle, that's kind of what happened. It wasn't careful planning. I always wanted to do public service, and I wound up doing that. I served as an aide on the all these different.
I'm about to throw on a gamble.
I wasn't on this.
And then I'll ask one last question. Do you have any advice for the students in this room
they have to
whose
break this high at
interests are
440.
to move between?
They would have to break
public
the
and
high
private
at 440.
So I think that's a great plan. People have different tolerance levels for
Like I said,
volatility.
I wasn't long this.
I mean, I quit the law and went into investment banking, quit investment banking and went into private equity, quit private equity and went into public service, So if you're willing to tolerate volatility and steep learning curves,
the opportunity to go long was at 370.
That's a great way to go.
But I think this is going short.
The other thing I'll say, though, is I have really found that when I was a partner at a private equity firm, I asked the head of the investment area, what do you look for? I mean, it's all about picking good CEOs and good business models. What do you look for in a good CEO? And the answer was, there's no one. And that's really important. I have seen very different people be successful in leadership roles. Very, very different people. And it's in, I don't know if it's in every person, but it's in a lot of people to find your own way to lead. And you don't have to be one way or another. I can think of one person at the Fed who she had a way of being a very soft talker, and by the end of the meeting, everyone was leaving there thinking, how do I do how do I do what she said? You know, it's like, I want to do that. It's just, it's in everybody, and you should have the self-confidence. What I experienced when I first had to lead things was complete lack of self-confidence. Oh my God, I'm not ready to do this. And I think that's very common for people. I think people get more coaching now, but I would just say, be confident in your own abilities to lead and take things on and take risk, because that will, that's, if I could say that to something to my younger self, I think that would be it.
Jay, we're running on time here, and there's lots more stuff we could talk about, but I'm mindful of time. So let me just first of all thank you on behalf of Stanford for being here, engaging us in this conversation. It's been very stimulating. I know I learned a lot, and I hope we all learned a lot. And again, so thanks very much for your time.
Thanks, Aubrey. Thank you.
Yo, if this man falls off this stage, the market's dumping. Yeah, what he said was true,
Okay,
because
so we have
yeah, we're not going to listen to
5-minute
this.
interlude.
No,
Maybe turn to your
he
neighbor.
only showed up for Powell, not nobody else, so we're not doing this. All right, so my position was in profit. It was in super profit, but now I'm only up 23 bucks. I had to step away the first time, and I knew as soon as I stepped away, but we'll see. We'll see. Honestly, I think we might get to the market objective of 60. I think that's where the market is trying to go. But at the same time, it can possibly still dump here. So we don't know. We don't know. We just have to see. Price has to get above this high. Price has to trade above this high right here. Because if right now, this is the determining factor if price is going to go up higher. Is that candle high? But I'll stream for the next, like, what, 15 minutes? I'll stream for the next 15, or not 15 minutes. Actually, I have to go to work. Get some work done. So I'll stay with y'all until like 12. And we'll do this again. We'll make more money tomorrow. Yeah, great trades today, man. Great trades, great short opportunities. I was kind of early in this short, but overall, it did work out. I was just early in this damn thing. We left about, what, 30 points on the table. I didn't think it was going to get this high, but it did. So, yeah, because my original position was at 14. I scaled in 3 contracts at 35, which moved my average entry to this 420 level. And so I wish I was in front of the desk, because I would have taken some of this profit off, or at least scaled out of this right here. But I had to go handle some business real quick. I guess I couldn't have waited until I was done. So. Smith, you still there? You win something right now?
No. I took a gamble and lost.
So what, you thought this was going long, or you thought this was going short?
I fought the shorts and the shorts won. No, I was just hopping in wherever. That was, like I said, it was just a gamble that I hoped would pay off.
Yeah. Hope is a powerful drug. NQ and hope mixed together is a powerful drug. I think this goes short here. I think this is a short opportunity. I'm not telling you to go short. I'm just thinking that this goes short here. We possibly could touch the market objective of 60, but this is looking like a short. Price is having a hard time getting above this high. It needs to go above this high. And I told Smith that if it doesn't get above 30, then this shit is not going long. And you can see that it got to 31 and it completely dumped. So, yeah, we'll see. Yeah, I think this goes down from here. I'm still in my original position from earlier, so this is not a new position. I wish it was, though. It would have been nice if I was able to scale out of this and get back in short here at this shoulder. Oh yeah, so we talked about like what I enjoy is when we talk about something before it happens and it happens. I absolutely love that. My ego loves that. That foresight. I enjoy that. But we talked about the immigration status. Now Powell himself, even though he eluded the question, he actually answered that question, and that's probably why that guy asked them about the immigration, because they were saying Powell himself said that the labor market fell dramatically. We talked about that. That is true. The United States is a business. It runs off of debt. If there is no laborers, then people are not making money, putting themselves in debt. That's why people think that, oh, Biden is, oh, he's letting these immigrants in, they're taking over the country, blah blah blah. Is by design. Nobody wants to work. They need people to work. So now Powell himself has said it, or he alluded to it. And so you can tell your friends that, hey, I learned something today. This immigration thing is by design. Yeah, it's looking like a short. Okay. All right, risk managers. I'm going to cut the stream here. Smith, you still on? Okay, I guess he's muted. But I'm gonna cut the stream here. This is my position. I'm in 8 contracts. What I'm looking for, short, I'm looking to take some profits off at actually probably take some profits off right here, probably at 35. I'm looking to take some profits off here, possibly take some more at wherever I headed at. So I bought, so I need to buy. I'm in 8 right now. I think we bounced at like 88. So I'll probably put like 2 right here. So this is my whole position. I think we bounced at this area right here. So we'll see if this plays out. I'm willing to scale in at 60 if we get there, which I kind of doubt at this point, but who knows? And I'm willing to take a loss if price gets to 90. This will probably if this hits, if my stop gets hit, this will probably be a $1,200 loss, which is not bad. Yeah. So, but all right, guys, we'll jump in this tomorrow. Like, share, subscribe, and peace out.
Yeah. Later, y'all. You know what's about to happen. The villain arc has begun. Apex, I'm coming for you. I'm hitting you up. All right, y'all.
All right. Peace.